Hey, this is Brett with NWFA. I'm here with Michael Dittmer. Mike, thanks for being here. We're really excited about our virtual expo coming up April 29th through May 1st. And I know, normally where we would have you demonstrations, this year was going to be at Symposium as well as the Demo Theater, doing some really cool things, as you always do. This year we're learning, something new with doing this virtual trade show. And I know you're going to be doing a really cool demonstration on replicating a historic parquet pattern. Mike, thanks for being here. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you're planning on doing and what people can expect?
Okay, that's great. Thanks for having me, Brett. I've got a job coming up in about 2 to 3 months. The lady contacted me about a month ago. It's an 1880s, 1890 Queen Anne house in Chicago in the Hyde Park neighborhood. It's about a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk to University of Chicago. So she just purchased this home about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Last summer, we restored. She just has 1.5 by 5/16 inch strip roof and quartered red oak floors on the second floor of the house. But on the first floor of the house, she has 3 different parquet patterns. The first one that we're going to start on is just a simple. Each pattern is approximately 5 inches by 5 inches. We're going to restore that pattern in her entry foyer in her house coming up. It's a combination of select and roof and quartered white oak. We're going to encompass a sliding jig on the table saw, as well as another jig on the miter saw, on the chop saw, to make the different pieces that we need to assemble to restore her floors.
Nice. So you're going to be pre-assembling this whole entire pattern in your shop.
Exactly. So we've just found it easy. I took the dimensions when we did the other floors. I took pictures of the dimensions and the pattern last summer. And so we'll pre-assemble these in the shop. And so when we were kids, I should say when I was a kid in like 74 to 82, we did a lot of paper-faced parquet. And, these parquet patterns had, 5 to 80 pieces in each pattern. And so they had paper on top in order to hold all the pieces together. So instead of putting down piece by piece, you're putting down a complete, 12 by 12 or 24 by 24 pattern, and you made it an efficient process to install the floors. So when we do these patterns, we'll make them, cut all the pieces at the shop. And since I don't have any self-stick paper, we'll just use clear tape, and we'll do like a little mold, and we'll cut the pieces. We'll put them in the mold, and we take all 4 of those pieces in that mold, and then we'll pre-assemble all the pieces. So then when we show up to the job, we have all the pre-assembled pieces ready to install.
The beauty of this and this skill set that you're going to be showing the timing is perfect for you to be able to showcase what you're doing. The skill that goes along with this, and just the understanding of how to set up a jig or a sled in order to have perfection with every cut, that repetition, it crosses over from a very simple finger block parquet type design to a very intricate pattern, parquet pattern, like a Bordeaux or a Marie Antoinette or something that is even more complex. But the theory and the idea behind what you're going to be showing crosses into any sort of pattern that you're making a repeating cut with. Are you going to be talking a little bit about the setup of the sled and how to set those jigs and sleds up?
Exactly. So we're going to show, how we build the sled, just starting from some runners in the slides built in the table saw base, to putting a plywood top on it, to doing a backer piece that's perpendicular to the saw blade, all the way from scratch. So you should be able to watch the video from start to finish to show how to build the sled and how to operate the sled and how to adjust the sled to make sure that once you get that sled fixed and ready to go, you can cut all your pieces out of that, and then you could put that sled away for, instead of doing a whole floor with a parquet pattern, maybe you just want to do a border of the parquet pattern around somebody else's job. So
exactly.
You can make this as a permanent fixture in your shop, so you could go back to it and redo it over time. But I'll show from start to finish how to make the sled, how to have a hold down clamp, mount that on the sled so you don't have to worry about cutting your fingers, to make it a safe process as well.
It's one of the most important aspects of it. And that's a great point. And I think that's what's so exciting about this skill set that you're going to be teaching. I was talking to a contractor the other day that, he's got his shop set up. He's trying to make use of some downtime, and he got contacted by a local distributor, and the distributor asked him, the distributor sold a huge herringbone project. Well, they've got the material, but it's not cut into herringbone pattern the size that they need. So they've contracted out this flooring contractor who has the skills that he learned through our schools, and the ability to create, so many thousand square feet of this parquet pattern in a specific dimension that they're looking for that they sold. And he says, all I have to do is pull out my old sled and make some adjustments to, the pieces that make the size exactly what they're looking for. And it's just keeping my guys busy in the shop. So hopefully this is another opportunity for somebody to look at too from business.
No, exactly so, because it's gosh, it's like for myself, it's sure easy to get up in the morning, have my couple cups of coffee, and walk the 4 minutes to my shop to make the parquet. It makes for a nice quiet day to work in your shop, and it's work. I mean, we're in different times now, and so the greater you can increase your skill set and your skills to offer to your customers, it just gives you a greater opportunity to have a different types of work to do for people.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, this is perfect. I think you're always a showstopper when you're teaching. People gather around, they understand what you're teaching, and I'm really excited that you're going to have this ability. I think one of the things that we're all going to need to learn is what teaching virtually means. We've got a great online university, and it's seen some great traction. This first virtual expo, where you guys would normally be working symposium or doing the demo theaters live, where you're only getting 50 to 75 to 100 people watching, you may have 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000 people virtually watching what you're doing at a given time. So it really gives us some opportunities here to have a bigger outreach and a bigger audience than we could ever imagine live.
It's huge for NWFA to be able to offer this live for people, and I think as well as to offer it as like a part of an online, maybe of a library of courses that NWFA could have in stock. So somebody could watch it a year, 2 years, 10 years down, 10 years down the line, and say, oh, now I see how to do this, and I could do this in my shop.
Exactly. We're really looking forward to it. Again, the virtual expo is April 29th through May 1st. You can register online at nwfaexpo.org, and registration's free. So we expect to see anybody and everybody who's got a little bit of downtime right now to jump on and take advantage of seeing what regional instructors are teaching. So thanks again.
Well, thank you. You're very welcome, and thank you for your time, Brett. Thank you.
Thank you.